Alright, welcome back. This is my channel to showcase my daily progress on how I'm going to become a profitable trader. This is probably episode 14, not sure now, but honestly, price was so shit today. Like, I'm glad I still got a win today. It was a bank holiday and I knew it was going to be trash, but I still took a trade anyway. So let's go through my trades. I have a 3 trade limit, $200 max loss limit per day, 1 strategy and risk management. So this is my funded account, 50k, that I just passed. But overall, my stats, like I had a good good streak last week. So this is all the trades I took to pass my account, and then this Friday was the first day of me trading my funded account. Blew 500 of it. So from this day on, I reduced my max risk per day to $200 instead of 500, which it was before. So good win today, like 244, not the greatest, but not bad as well. So these were my trades I took in the AM session. So I only trade in New York AM. So I'll go through my trades first. So actually, I'll go through my plan. So let me go my plan. My daily game plan was I start off with the higher time frame chart. I try to anticipate, okay, so what did the higher time frame do? We swept the lows like on last week Thursday, and then we had a massive push back higher, but we didn't take out the previous 2 days high. So what am I watching here? This candle left a huge gap, like from here to here is a gap, right? Because the candle closes here. I didn't anticipate this to be left open, so I wanted a retracement. Where did I want a retracement to? So in the morning, price was up to here, like 9 a.m. and then 10 a.m. was when we kind of dumped a bit, consolidated again. It's trash because it's bank holiday, so I don't really expect it to go anymore. If it does, like, who really cares? We're just gonna miss the trade anyway. So overall, high time frame bias, slight retrace, and then on the 4-hour, also retrace, or we find a low in New York AM if we have strength, and then push higher towards 821, 25, 821, which is here. That's assuming we find a strong support area and then we bounce. From here, the 4-hour, we traded into a new week opening gap, and we have Asia low and 4-hour low below us. So I was looking at this as a potential target for our retracement. And we also bounced off the 4-hour order block, which is a good place to retrace from. On the 1 hour, we just had continuously low, like we're making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This is going to get run through. Honestly, when price creates like this kind of level, look at this. Look how smooth it is. We don't need to run it today, but this is likely a strong candidate for being run through. So still giving me bullish bias, like overall bullish. So let's see how tomorrow goes. So I always write how I'm feeling. I just wrote I'm feeling good. Don't have any issues with my life right now. So always write down how you're feeling, because that's kind of one of the most important things when you're trading or learning to trade, is how you are feeling. This impacts you the most in terms of your psychology. So yeah, and I execute Model 22, which is ICT's framework for trading. Trading anything really. So I write a higher time frame narrative. What happened overnight? So we had consolidation in Asia. Look at this consolidation. Why do I keep clicking that? What is something important for today? Today is a lower probability day of a larger move, as it's bank holiday. Today is a lower probability day of a larger move. So lower probability day. What am I doing? Okay, today's thing, no. Trade is lower probability as it is bank holiday. Where is liquidity resting? Both sides. So it was honestly resting on the buy side and the sell side. So this also made trading a bit more difficult today. So you have to really watch what the lower time frame is doing, 4 hour to 1 hour. So that's what you want to watch. So at 9:33, not feeling too much at the moment, just tape reading. Like if you look at the opening, it was pretty shit. Look at this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. My first trade was this. As we moved away from do I have this? No. Yeah. So my first trade was this. Look at this. So internal high sweep, market structure shift here. This was a market structure shift, retrace. There was no fair value gap here, so I couldn't enter at the highs. I wanted to, I saw this, but still felt a bit, I guess, still not the greatest entry. It was still really consolidating, moving back and forth quite quickly, so didn't enter there. I entered after we made this huge gap lower. Honestly, I was expecting this to not hold. So that's a SIBI. So initially I wanted this to hold and we trade lower towards this new week opening gap, which would have been my short. So I entered there, stop loss right there, rounded 2.7 to 1. So that was my first trade. We just made wicks here and then we bounced back quickly. So I closed here. Once I saw price take out the low wick and then move back strongly, I just closed, because when this happens in a really bad conditioning day, like look at this back and forth price action, you know price is going to take out the next intermediate term, short term high. So closed it there, and then I shouldn't have done this, but took a long here as we inversed this gap, and then I wanted to trade to the constant encouragement. So there's another trade I could have done, 1.8, oh sorry, like a 2.2 hour trade. All this liquidity. This is the trade I shouldn't have done because my bias was bearish, but I thought we would at least run a bit higher, because this could have been the manipulation for lower, which was what I was expecting. And so this is like a B setup, not the greatest, but then the real setup came where this is where I saw, like, okay, we had an internal sweep, price consolidated here, okay, and we had no follow through higher. Like look at this, retrace, strength. You want this to close higher, you don't want it to go back down, and then we closed over the first presented gap. So that was my entry. I entered right here, like here, stop loss at the high, and I targeted this. So that was a 3-hour trade, as you can see by my executions. So this is my funded account, same account, still in drawdown, minus 330 after 544 loss. So 2 contracts there, first contract there, and then I scaled in again, and then you can see where I took profit, which was 518. Could have held lower, but what I notice is if we trade below first presented gap, there's always a possibility of a retracement into internal highs, and we traded back here. I didn't want to really take the retracement back higher, and also the conditions were horrible. So that was my trade. Didn't even spend that much time, honestly. This is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So a really good trade, and this is what you really want to look for. I'll show you the key for this. So sweep the lows. Okay, so now people are gonna think we are falling, so they enter as shorts. Wait for price to run up higher. Now we've taken them out, the early shorters, which was me initially. And then weakness at the top, internal high, and then back down into the range, close this gap. You really want to enter after this gap, but I knew this was going to happen, so I took an early trade, and I was willing to risk my $100 that I'm risking per trade. So this would have been another trade, which will still be a 3R. So either way, like, you're good. And price just dumps after that, like consolidation goes straight to the target, which is the first, which is going to be, your targets will either be a new day opening gap, new week opening gap, or first presented gap, or the RTH. Those are all the levels you need, or like a previous day low, previous day high, Asia low, Asia high. So key levels like that. Once you understand more ICT levels, you'll know that these are levels where price always retraces or rejects from. So this is very high probability trade, great setup. Would take this over and over again, honestly. That's really good. And then I do so you always have to write down what you felt during the day. So what I felt at 9:33, price action was shit, so I wanted to wait. We are most likely going higher from here, but just trying to understand, like, price was showing me it wanted to go higher, and then again came back down, so I just knew it was horrible. Happy to stay out of it. Pretty nervous here as price keeps trading back to break even. I need to be okay with holding an L. So while I was in my trade, I was just like, okay, I don't really care, I'm just gonna hold, and it just went straight to my target after that. So that was really good. I could have held it through to 350s, 340s, which was like my initial morning targets, which I wrote, but looks like prices does not want to go there. This actually shows me that we are quite bullish overall. I don't know if this is an entry for it, but we are bullish overall, I think. And then you want to do a review of your day. So at the end of the day, I'll put my levels: 1 day, 4 hour, 5 minute, 1 minute, and then do like a markup of the charts. Bias correct? Yes. Plan came? Yes. Did you get opportunity to trade? Yes. How did you feel going into today? Felt great. However, price was already in a bad area to go lower. Like, to go higher, it was good, but to go lower, not the greatest. But it went lower eventually. I felt good. I won a trade, which is something I should not be caring about. So this is my issue. I'm still struggling with, why am I happy with wins? I should trust my trading plan that if a loss is a loss, like, I just need to take those, move on to the next day. I shouldn't be happy about taking a win, because if I'm getting happy about a win, that means I'm sad about a loss. So that's something that I've noticed. I like to end on wins, and I need to be happy with ending in a loss. That's why yesterday I just wanted to close my day on a loss, like, just to be more uncomfortable. Even though it was $30, like, I still just didn't want to trade anymore. So I only took 2 trades yesterday. Could have taken a third, but I stopped myself because I want to feel comfortable with the uncomfortable, which is, in trading, ending your day in a loss is uncomfortable, no matter what. It stops you from blowing up and stops you from just over trading. And then learnings today. So mistakes, took a long while I was bearish, kind of switched too fast. So I don't like, for this trade, like, I don't know why I just took a short here, took a long instantly, but then the real move came, which was short. Like, I should have just, could have planned it better, or just not even took the long at all. And then what I did well, took my trades for the day and ended the day. I took targets as I said. So over here I wrote, I think price is going to 25550, but let's see, however, closing at 25251. This is the previous day first presented gap. Did it go to my other level, 500? Yes it did. But after a lot of like back and forth. So I don't want to hold that. I'm glad price went straight to my target. And then I do think we may trade lower now, targeting 25450s, which was my original plan. Yeah, so that was my entire day of trading. Bank holiday, so kind of glad I walked away with a profit still. Sorry, there's one more thing I should do, which is, so if you go back to yesterday, this week I said I'm going to have a point system for myself. So this was yesterday's stuff, Today I'll do the same. So guys, instead of making, like, instead of thinking you're gaining progress from winning trades, think of trading like a game where you set rules and you follow them, and that should be your point system, because that's how you really make progress as a trader. You don't make progress as a trader by making profits, because one day you can make profits, one day you lose profits, but that's still a part of the game. You need to understand that you set rules to protect yourself from uncertain conditions in the market, and following these rules is what you wrote down when you had like a really bad trading session, or to protect yourself in the future from what harm you have done to yourself. So this process is what I know that if I execute every day will make me a better trader long term. Short term, it will reduce my profits overall, but that's not the point of trading. Your point of trading is you want to increase your size every year, or every 2 years, every 5 years, whatever your goal is. You want to have a process on how you can control that kind of size. And if you can't control one funded account, then how are you going to expect to control 10 or 20? So make yourself a point system on what you should be doing every day. So for myself, daily bias defined, yes. Did I meditate? No, I didn't. I will do that tomorrow. Execution, only take valid setups matching bias. Yes. Oh, no, fuck. I didn't do that because I took a long. For executing setups exactly as planned. Yeah, so that was good. Like I always know my entry model, which is the model 22 IFVG, so that's great. Use risk management. I only risked $100 per trade. Didn't revenge trade. Walked away when a trigger appears. Well, I didn't have a trigger, but you know, that's good, right? That's a point. Actively write down emotions while in a trade. I did that. As you can see, like over here, how I'm feeling, not feeling too much in the moment. We are most likely don't want to be apart. I'm pretty nervous here. So I was nervous in my trade. So this is what you want to journal, because if I'm nervous here and then it went straight to my profit, isn't that good? Like, why were you nervous? Let the trades play out. Journal my trades. I did that. You wrote what worked, what didn't. And then for not trading, I knew the market conditions were not great, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10. I could have got another point for not trading today, which would have been a part of my plan anyway. So yeah, that's good. Thank you for watching my review. I make videos every day to review and document my journey to a profitable trader. At the moment, this is my first funded account ever, and I'm using strict risk management in order to get payouts. Follow my journey and I will definitely show you different tips I've used to pass my funded and stuff, and how you can also improve your trading. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you.